This is Phantom Electric Ghost, and we're talking about today. We're pretty excited that we have a 3-song EP going to be released on PR Records, which is a Swedish record label. We were able to get this deal through musicgateway.com. There's a ability to do pitches, and we pitched to the label a couple months ago. And on September 18th of this year, 2020, the 3-song EP, which you see here, Phantom Electric Ghost, the EP, will be coming out. Now, on this EP, we got 3 songs. And the 3 songs are Disconnected Youth, Transcendent Me, and Evergreen Canopy. Now, we wrote these songs in the early 2020 or late 2019. What we're going to do is we're going to actually bring up a review from Music Gateway of the actual Disconnected Youth track, which is the first track on the album. So hopefully you'll be able to see this. So we got a really good review, and we're going to walk through that review and talk it out on Music Gateway of that track. So we're going to go here. We're just going to make sure that we're showing it. I believe we are. So what's interesting is, you'll hear it when we walk through the interview. So Music Gateway is a pitch service. We joined it. We not only did we get a deal with PR record label, and we didn't have to pay anything to release the album. We got this Best Music Spotlight review of the first track from Jonathan Robinson back on 7/16, July 16th. So here I'm going to read out what Jonathan said. Heavily processed electronic percussion, hectic and unrelenting squeals driving the ear without pause. Disconnected Youth. The rapsy vocal delivery with the industrial pounding comes together like Trent Reznor on a bad day with the best results. When reading of Phantom Electric Ghost being an electronic band, certain assumptions are made. They are, however, as quickly cast aside as their uniquely raucous arrangement takes over preconceptions. It is made apparent from the start that the track is not a light listening venture, though the unchanging rhythm section becomes trance-like in its minimalist execution, combined with unpredictable dissonant phrases that sit constantly on the edge of melodic breakup, sporadic melting into PLL-like flurry of falling pitches. The two elements layer over and under each other, swapping focus and responsibility throughout the track. Though the sheer number of sonic events happening in the track leaves low room for variations of the technique, the shifting volumes of the sounds add a hazy depth to the work. At times, the relentless drums are filtered to the point of a trashy, weak-sounding tapping. Other times, they are aggressively pounding the eardrum, almost taking precedence over the vocal lead by way of pure confrontation. Disconnected Youth is by no means a light listen, but it is a memorable sonic experience. For fans of industrial electronic sounds, it will fit in well with refreshing simplicity in its compositional process. Overall rating is 8 out of 10, pairs well with Pretty Hate Machine, 9 Inch Nails. Now, Phantom Electric Ghost is a one-man electronic music band. The band is my personal means of expressing sounds and concepts that have been with me for many years. I'm a cancer survivor who overcame a level 3 sarcoma in 1997. This life-altering experience prompted me to double down on writing music as a passion and serious pursuit. Since then, I've composed over 577 compositions. Well, that's actually out of date. I've composed over 3,000. You can follow Phantom Electric Ghost on SoundCloud and Spotify. And if you want to promote your music, get in touch with music promotions and check it out and get to be a part of Music Gateway. Now, we are on all streaming platforms, and we also have a podcast on Anchor FM. Just go to Phantom Electric Ghost. There's that podcast under Phantom Electric Ghost is also on Apple Music, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Radio Public, Overcast, and many more. And this art, it was done by my daughter, Amaranthia Sepia. She has a Instagram, Emo Buddy Comic. You want to check that out. And she's part of the Artivism Collective. So we're going to go back into, we're going to get rid of this screen. And we're going to talk more about the whole idea of this Family Electric Ghost EP. Now, we've been releasing music for a long time. We did a collaboration with Alt Control K back in 2017 to Infinitum. We've done our own CDs, which if you want a physical CD of Family Electric Ghost, go to Amazon.com. Type in Family Electric Ghost, you'll find Something Wicked, which was our first CD. And let me go grab that for a second. I'll actually show you the CDs. So, the first Family Electric Ghost CD was called Something Wicked, and this was released in 2016. These are the songs from Something Wicked, and the actual title track has been re-released on all streaming services, Something Wicked. And the thing about that song is that kind of in 2016, it had the lyric, Something Wicked This Way Comes, TRUMP. And it's basically a song about Trump's birtherism and xenophobia and anti-immigrant nationalist behavior. And we were somewhat prophetic in saying that that would be a problem that would cause something wicked to come this way. In that same year, we released the other political electronic song, what we call political electronic music, Indigo Menace, with a cover by my wife, Claire Gittins Jones. And this album had the tracks Frequency Sound in the Door, Call Me Miss Electric Dance, Indigo Menace, the title track. The Great Pacific Garbage Patch, we're probably going to re-release this. And this is an environmental song about the Great Pacific Garbage Patch. And it's got an early version of a song that we really like, The Devil You Know, which we further refined on the next album that came out that year, which is Synesthesia, Sweet Neo Soul Surrender. Now, this album was like really the first proper Phantom Electric Ghost album in terms of song structures. It actually has some of our best songs to date before we got into some of the other stuff we put out. And then what we did last year is we put out the Teenage Engineering composed album using the OPZ from Teenage Engineering, The Flower That Blooms at Midnight in the Tomb. And every song on this album was composed on an OPZ, which is a pretty cool synth. I'll go grab it for a second. So, the Teenage Engineering OPZ is this low micro synth that looks about the size of a TV remote. It can sample, it has drum machine, 16-track sequencer, and you can do all the composition on this low hardware synth. Again, this album, which was produced, written, and composed by Family Electric Ghost, myself, features Josephine Electric using the VT3 and VT4 vocal transformers. So this album, again, was pretty interesting. It's got the key tracks. Some of the tracks are not available anymore because the album was taken down. It was on TuneCore. We're thinking of bringing it back. Lollipop is still out there on SoundCloud. And so we're going to probably re-release this at some point. But it is available as a CD. So all those CDs that I just showed you are all available. But we're going to get back into the new EP. The new EP, Family Electric Ghost EP, we're going to play a couple little snippets from Disconnected Youth. And we're also going to play, well, each of the 3 tracks, we're going to play a little snippet from our SoundCloud. Now, this is a private SoundCloud, so you're not going to be able to listen to these songs until they come out onto the 18th, except in this little preview here. So we're going to go into our SoundCloud, and we're going to share the audio. So you should see, once we get back in here, yeah, you can see the songs. So what we have here is the first track, Disconnected Youth, and we're gonna play that right now. So I'm gonna put myself on mute for a second.
Disconnected, checking youth. Disconnected, you know what to do. When the thoughts are set upon you, when the thoughts are set upon you. Disconnected, keyboard and not understand the truth. Now disconnected, keep praying through. Disconnected, checking you. What you gonna do when the dogs are set upon you? I'm gonna talk game. Can't bust through. Seems that the rich man is a million miles ahead of you. Can't understand what you need to do. Disconnected.
That was the first track from the EP, Fam Like the Ghost EP, Disconnected Youth. The thing about this track that's interesting is it's our first use of the Moog DFAM, which is the drummer from Another Mother. And we had just gotten it and we wanted to figure out what to use, and we're using like the tribal drum beat patch, and we put that together. And then we took our Mother 32 and ran it through a maths module for Make Noise in our Eurorack. We've got a Eurorack solution from Arturia, the 6U. Inside of it, we've got a Mother 32 and a DFAM. We've got a Make Noise Morphogene, which we're not using in this particular track, a maths module, which is the utility module with additional low-frequency oscillators and ability to do exponential and logarithmic control the controlled voltage coming into it. And so we're able to take the Mother 32 and give it a very growling, industrial, hardcore sound, which is, we've always had this punk aesthetic. We grew up with bands like, listening to bands like Huskadoo, Replacements, Joy Division. So we kind of like that punk aesthetic, that post-punk, melodic punk, power punk that Huskadoo brought to the table, that Replacements brought to the table. That some people call alternative rock, but I still think of it as like a post-punk kind of new Joy Division level stuff. And so what we tried to bring there is in that article review is you can see that the reviewer did pick up on our aesthetic and compared us to one of our favorite albums, Pretty Hate Machine, Trent Reznor, 9 Inch Nails. And so that this album, that first track has a lot of those elements, but we're primarily using the Moog. We're using a Roland Juno GI to control the Mother 32, and we pretty much, if you watch Sonic State, we played the filter. We actually used our hardware sense and used all the control services in real time. We are a DAW-less recorder. We don't use the digital audio workstation. We record directly our hardware sense into an MX1 performance mixer, and then that goes into our Zoom R24 track recorder. Then we later do some sound molding, either at this point we were using Landar or Beautiful Audio, and then we sent it on to PR Records, our Swedish label, and they had their magic with their recording engineers. So all these tracks were then professionally engineered at PR label. And again, the Phantom Electric Ghost EP is coming out on September 18th on all streaming services. Our deal with PR label is to we got like an interesting deal is indicated they will do a music video. So we haven't heard too much about what they're going to do for the video. We're kind of excited. We like the cover they came up with. We sent them some photos of the ghost and they came up with the cover. Let me show you the cover again. So we're gonna show the cover that they came up with, which is really cool. It captures the vibe of the ghost. So then this is the cover of the record. We'll make it bigger. So you see basically in the background is my LED mask. And it's pretty interesting. It's a pretty cool, we're excited, that we worked with Bentley Records last year on about 50 releases, but now that contract is terminated, but we still have all the songs from that out there on the web. But this is going to be like a 5-year deal. Supposed to do a music video. Potentially, we're supposed to have hard copies like CD. I don't know if they're going to do vinyl, but I'm hopeful that there will be a CD for this album or EP. So let's get back into the 2 other songs that we're going to bring into this. Just a piece of them. We're going to go back into our SoundCloud. And we're going to get to the other songs. We can see Do Not Share, but these are private tracks on our SoundCloud right now. So get back into the album that we set up. We got all these things here. See what we're doing. Okay, we're going to get back into the second track, which is called Transcendent ME. And Transcendent ME is an interesting song. It's a different use of the vocoder, and we'll talk about it a little bit on the back end. We're going to get into Transcendent Me. Oh, you probably should unmute it. Okay, here we go into Transcendent Me.
I know about your face. Don't go running scared. You can pull my hair if you dare. Don't go running scared. I know about your face. You can pull my hair. You can't touch me there if you dare. Don't go running scared. I know about your face. Don't go running scared. You can pull my hair if you dare. I'm not there. You can't touch me there. I'm well aware. We can go upstairs if you dare. If you dare. I'm not running scared. I gotta crawl to bed. Don't go running scared. Don't bother your friend. Don't go running scared. I'm not clear, but I dare. You can pull my hair.
So that's Transcendent Me from the EP, Phantom Electric Ghost, the EP. And the cool thing about this song, we can still play it a little bit in the background, it is not the DFAM for the drums. It is using a JDXI with our preferred method of using the Arturia BeatStep Pro to extend the beat. And so we created this beat on using the JDXI and extending the pattern, because the patterns on a JDXI are limited to just like 4 bars. But if you take the Arteria Beats That Pro, you can extend it. And so this gives you a good example of how you can extend that drum beat. And again, these are all tracks going to be on our new release coming out September 18th on Swedish record label, PR label. We were able to get on this label for a distribution recording contract for 5 years. And this is going to be the first official release. We just talked about Disconnected Youth, and you'll be able to see this full episode on Facebook. You replay it, but we had just gone over the Music Gateway review of Disconnected Youth, which is the first track, which was compared to Nine Inch Nails' Pretty Hate Machine, Trent Reznor. So this song, again, is the second track, Transcendent ME. And it's using the Grandmother for the bass, the Moog Grandmother, which was a recent acquisition. We've got 3 Moogs. We've got a Mother 32 and a drummer from another mother, a DFAM, and then a Grandmother. And so we're going to end this song and then talk about the next song from this EP, which we're going to get into in a second. The final track on the EP is, we're going to get back to the EP. This is, again, Fam Electric Ghost. The EP is coming out on PR label, Swedish label, is going to be released on September 18th. The final track is called Evergreen Canopy. And we'll talk a little bit more about this track once we get it rolling.
Now we're stuck in the depths of a cold, dark city. I can't be free. And all it now has got me dark and dying with me. Oh, I used to talk about the hurricane. You and me. Birds and flying. We're flying over a tree. Now I'm stuck in the dark and that's the city. COVID-19. And doubtful we'll ever break free. But that is it. We used to talk about the high of the canopy. You and me. Oh, used paper took flight over the Evergreens. To say now in the dark, in the depths of a deep dark city, we're free. We can't be free of the opioid menace, and the menace of you and me. Oh, we just can't be, it just can't be the menace of you and me. We just can't be. We used to talk about that I'm the canopy, you and me. Birds that just fly over the Evergreens and onto the sea. Now in the darks and depths of the deep dark city, with COVID-19. Oh, it's doubtful brothers and sisters can never be set free. All the darkness that surrounds us is just like you. It's just on me. It's all over Jack and boy. After the grocery store, and he's not me. Don't look like me.
So that is the last track on this album from Fam Electric Ghost. Again, on PR label, a Swedish record label, coming out 9/18. It's September 18th of this year on all streaming services around the world. They also are going to release, I believe, a CD for this and a music video. So we're pretty excited that we've got this relationship with PR label. And this is the first project that's going to be released in that method. So we're going to stop the track now and get back. Again, for those who haven't seen the review of this first track from this album, which is called Disconnected Youth. So we're going to go back into our StreamYard account and stop the sharing of this screen, and then bring up the sharing again of the article, just to talk about it again, because we're pretty excited that we got a decent review of the first track. So the first track from this record is called Disconnected Youth. And Jonathan Robertson from Best Music Spotlight on Music Gateway on July 16th did this review. And the review was pretty cool. And you'll see, I will just kind of speak to it again. When we see if we can get to make sure it's fully showing up on the screen. So we're going to go and speak to this review because we're pretty, to get a good review as a musician, you're always excited when somebody reviews your material. So heavily processed electronic percussion, hectic and unwilling squeals drive the ear without pause. Disconnected Youth. The rapsy vocal delivery with industrial pounding comes together like Trent Reznor on a bad day, but with the best results. When reading of Phantom Electric Ghost being an electronic band, certain assumptions are made. They are, however, just as quickly cast aside as the uniquely raucous arrangement takes over preconceptions. It is made apparent from the start that the track is not a light listening venture. Though the unchanging rhythm section becomes trance-like in its minimalist execution, combined with the unpredictable dissonant phrases that sit constantly on the edge of melodic breakup, sporadic melting into PLL-like fury of falling pitches. The two elements layer over and under each other, swapping focus and responsibility throughout the track. Though the sheer number of sonic events happening in the track leaves little room for variations of the technique, the shifting volumes of the sounds add a hazy depth to the work. At times, the relentless drums are filtered to the point of a trashy, weak-sounding tapping. Other times, they are aggressively pounding the eardrum, almost taking precedent over the vocal lead by way of pure confrontation. Disconnected Youth is by no means a light listen, but it is a memorable sonic experience for fans of industrial electronic sounds. It will fit well and refreshingly simplistic in its compositional process. So we got an overall rating at 8 out of 10. And we got name checked against Nine Inch Nails and their Pretty Hate Machine. And the references to Trent Reznor, which we've talked about at the beginning, and being compared to somebody that is an idol of mine. That I just, it's like being compared to Joy Division, or he has like a keyboardist, Bernie Worrell or Stevie Wonder or something like that. It's a pretty good compliment. And so this the overall idea of Phantom Electric Ghost is a one-person band. It's my personal means of expressing sound and concepts that have been with me for many years. I am a cancer survivor. I overcame a level 3 sarcoma in 1997. And this life-altering experience prompted me to double down on writing music as a passion and pursuit. And it talks about my 577 compositions. That was actually an error. I'm at over 3,000. So again, this is a really cool review to be coming ahead of our release. And again, we're going to play Disconnected Youth. So we're going to take this off and bring back our share screen. And that track we just talked about, we're going to bring it up so you can hear it. So we're going to go back into our SoundCloud, and you'll see this is the EP. Right now, we have it on SoundCloud as a private list. It's going to be out on all streaming services worldwide, Spotify, Apple Music, Tidal, everything, YouTube Music. But here we're gonna get into the track Disconnected Youth, and you can hear what that review was talking about.
dogs set upon you, when dogs set upon you. Disconnected, keyboard not understand the truth. Don't disconnected, keep breaking. Disconnected, unchecked you. What you gonna do when the dog is set upon you? After the talking, and you can't bust through. Seems that the rich man is a million miles ahead of you. Can't understand what you need to do. Disconnected, wanna check with you. Disconnected, they don't want you to understand the truth. I love you with the phone, and then you got the name. Okay, I love you.
So we're gonna kind of fade out now. Again, we just wanted to give a little preview of what's going to be coming out on September 18th. We'll probably do this again. So thank you for listening. Again, check out the links on this episode, and you'll be able to listen to the full album on the 18th of September. Thank you very much. It's Phantom Electric Ghost signing off.